Good afternoon for a train hurtling at 300 kilometers an hour to Barcelona. Other than a weird 20-minute delay where the train just kinda sat there, it's an uneventful arrival into the station. Drop my bag off at the hostel, which is on a road that makes me feel very, very poor, and go for a wander, have some market food, and go to a building that 5 years after the last time I was here still hasn't been finished. I think they're never finishing it, I'm going to be honest. Jump to day 2, and my first goal of the day is some barracks with a view of the city. Then Park Gaudi. The barracks are achieved one train, one bus, and a walk up a ghetto hill later. There is an incredible view in a little museum telling you what these barracks were used for. I will admit to not knowing much about, well, it doesn't just apply to Spanish history, or history in fairness. And this sent me on a bit of a read into the Spanish Civil War, which I know happened, but I didn't realise was so extreme and traumatic. Anyways, I walk along some very locals only path, and a feed of Belvitas that I have hauled all the way from Lisbon's later, I arrive at Gaudi Park. If you're killing time in order to enter on your timed entry, don't bother. They just let me through even though I was like 20 minutes before my timed entry. This is technically a public park, with tickets only being required if you can't prove you're a local, so the place is full of hawkers like any other tourist spot in the city. I know there isn't much they can do, but it feels kind of disappointing after you pay for a ticket to have people everywhere yelling aqua, aqua, water, water. The original plan is that the park would be like a gated residential estate on what was then the outskirts of the city, but no one really bought the blocks, so it fell into disrepair until some conservationists in the city bought it out. Jumping to day 3, and my original plan was to try and do Montserrat, which with hindsight I wish I had tried to do yesterday, but I'm not that smart. Start with this Born Centre, I think it's called. It was a wholesale market, but after it closed, they excavated the site and found this incredible streetscape, where you can literally see canals and streets and what the buildings you did beforehand. Find a recommendation for the Catalan Museum. This is generally great, and I would recommend checking it out even if the weather is nice. Finish off the afternoon with an attempt at a run, which leaves my feet absolutely saturated. Pick up my bag and on my way to another overnight flex bus. This time, I'm not as lucky with my personal space, with every seat being full, but arrive in a very fresh Neast.